Thanks very much, and for not stealing my thunder. So, afternoon everyone, Chris Fuggle. So I am representing Barclays today and here to talk to you all around how Barclays shares its data with customers and non-customers alike with Barclays Local Insights. So Barclays Local Insights was born out of a desire to share data that we hold as an organisation to offer insight and add value back to customers, non-customers, local organisations. So as you can see on the screen there, it was first made available in 2014, and it was originally designed as a value add piece for working with local government, so with local MPs. It was so successful that it was actually dedicated its own external website to Barclays. Since that stage, we've developed local insights. So it started off with 15 insights available utilising Barclays only data, to now in its current state, it's powered by 37, which is huge growth. We have worked on how interactive the site is, so individuals that use Barclays Local Insights can play around, and I will go into the demo, well, sort of a demo of the product. I didn't want to take the risk with an actual demo today in case it went wrong, so I've taken some screenshots and I will walk you guys through the journey from there. But in context of what it is, that sort of covers it off reasonably well. It's varying different insights, 37 of them that are interactive for consumers to use. It's used and geared towards certain user stories. So I touched there on the MP point of view and the local government engagement. As we walk through the screenshots, it's geared towards three primary user journeys, if you will. So we've got home movers, we've got business, and we have researchers as well. I'll come on to more specific examples of those as we go. But as you can see on there, so the tailored view around those moving home, media and research and business pieces, it's a dynamic screen, so therefore if you're tailoring to one of those journeys, depending on your geographical location, it will prioritise the insights that are seen within the site so that it's super accessible for people to gain the information that they want to gain. There is a comparison tool built in so that individuals could compare more than one location at a time. So if you're looking at the home movers piece as an example, if you're toying with 3 different potential constituencies as an example, you can quickly nip on there and see things like average property price, average spend on mortgage, crime statistics, which I know will likely impact a few people's decisions if they're moving to certain areas or not. Within there as well, so we have topical blog posts, so there will be seasonal factors that blogs will be created for. So things up there such as Black Friday, as you can see, as we move into sort of next summertime and just before, there'll be pieces around travel. So as we can see there, who's it for? So just to give a bit more detail as we go, so the home movers we've sort of touched on there. You'll see further as we go. Students and journalists, so because the information is free and we are pooling Barclays data in one place, it's a nice, clean, quick and engaging view for individuals to go on there and find out information around different areas. And if you're starting or running a business, so there's some very interesting pieces from SpendCat in there, so what consumers are spending on, the differences in terms of what was being spent in store versus what's being spent online, and some very interesting information around how different business owners, how long they've been in business, as an example. So to take you through a bit of a journey. So this will be the landing page. So as I've said there, so at the top there, you can get your local insights for your location. So you can either pop in your postcode, your constituency, your town, your region, your area. You've got your map view as well, but as you can see the 3 big boxes underneath, you've got your looking to move, your research media, or you're starting or running a business. And as we move through, so as I said, those dynamic sort of journeys. So if you were looking at starting up a business in Plymouth, as an example, you pop your Plymouth in there, you click on your starting or running a business, and it will prioritise those 37 different insights into order that would be most relevant for someone looking to start a business in Plymouth. So it's just it's nice that you've got the autocomplete. So originally, when this was launched, there were a few issues with not finding the right area. So if we use Hitchin and Harpenden constituency area, which is where I'm from, if you type in Harpenden originally, it wouldn't come up because Hitchin came first. So we've worked on that user experience. We have worked on it from an internal and an external perspective to make sure that the journey is optimised for consumers. And then we have our map view as well. So as everyone has, I think, referenced so far around geography and locations, we have maps as well, which we're very pleased with, and we can break that down into different views. So again, to reiterate, it was for MPs originally, which is why we're looking at the constituency level view, but you can break that down into area and in a lot of circumstances, postcode. We have anonymisation tolerances in place, so therefore, as it's only based on the Barclays data, most postcodes you can find something, but perhaps if you're living in the far outreaches of Scotland, you may not have many banked individuals with Barclays, and therefore it would roll up to constituency, if that makes sense. If you weren't looking to open a business, home mover, or doing specific research, you can, of course, utilise the site generically to understand what's going on in your local area and save pulling out 37 different insights for me to talk through with you all. I've pulled out 6 just to highlight some of the different elements that we can talk through with customers. So top left there, you've got your percentage change year on year in spending category. So that will break it down to show that for the area that you're living in as someone that's generally interested, whether you move into an area or one of the 3 or 4 mentioned scenarios, you can see how the spending patterns have changed within that area year on year. You have got spending by age band and income band, so therefore you'll be able to see the trends, some of the other points that we've touched on earlier today around millennials, for example. You'll be able to see trends that different individuals or different demographics are spending on. You've got your spending seasonality over the course of last year, fabulous for various different industries, if you were back to the business sort of viewpoint. Split of what people are spending their money on, so just more of the spend categorisation piece. And again, the data in here will change on a monthly basis, so you'll be able to see and mirror some of these trends together. Percentage of business spending by category. So again, if you were looking to start a business in a certain area and you were tailored towards certain products or perhaps a certain industry, you could understand how the industry you were looking at could have an impact on your business. And the split of small business by turnover. So to understand perhaps if you're looking at competition, if you were moving to a certain area and you were a business of X amount of turnover, you could start to see who perhaps your competition would be in an anonymised view. So some examples of these, so from the researchers, we have worked with various local enterprise partnerships across the course of the UK. So we've worked with the Northern Powerhouse, as they are known, as well as the Midlands Engine, whereby we can take some of our insights in here and we can tailor them into custom reports for those different organisations so that they can really add value in conversation when they're going out to local enterprise meetings. One where we've been really successful with that as well is in the Milton Keynes micro market, where these reports are used in sort of breakfast club meetings and high growth and entrepreneurship pieces in that sort of area, who are building a cluster report and looking to emulate and replicate the Cambridge phenomenon with the high growth and entrepreneurship piece. So that's been hugely successful from there. For business, I guess we tend to use them quite a lot internally. So with our business managers, so if we are in the startup space, really good, just a nice icebreaker tool, something that we can just give value back to that customer that's in front of us, and the same in the corporate space as well. So there's a lot of our industry-specific corporate relationships that will use some of this data just to add value and have those conversations internally where the benefit is passed on to the customer. And for the home movers piece, I guess it's more of a general public piece, but we've had fabulous feedback in connection with our homeowner app as well that we have in play. I think probably the best piece around this is that it's free, there's no charge, and it's external to Barclays. So you don't need to bank with us, you don't need to have any level of relationship with us. You will be able to just go online, have a look, which I'd encourage you to do, but perhaps not while we're all presenting. And you can clearly see on there perhaps statistics for your own local area. We have worked in collaboration with various different other departments of the bank, so we will take some of these insights and map that into other departments. So for our wealth proposition in Barclays, they have a prosperity mapping exercise whereby they've used our anonymised data and built that into their own mapping piece from there. I guess it's the view that from a senior level management piece within Barclays, we understand that as an organisation we have a lot of data that is available to us. Barclays Local Insights is the really nice one that we give something back to those who supply our data, really, for free. And the feedback that we've had on Local Insights has been phenomenal over the years, hence why it's now external, free, and built out and much more visually engaging. I think the plan with Local Insights moving forward and from our department in Barclays is certainly to keep developing and adapting and look at some of the collaboration piece that we've heard today. So it would be very interesting to hold some conversations with some of you guys post this. A little conscious of time, but open up to any questions.
Fantastic, Chris.
Fabulous.
Fantastic. I am very conscious of how much I've squeezed people into some very small time slots. It does reflect quite how much is happening in the sharing of data and quite what the options are. And I've got to admit that having not been able to get our first speaker to turn up one time when he was at 10 Downing Street, I did manage to get 2 neutron stars to bump into each other 1.3 billion years ago, just so that it was announced last week as a setup for our last speaker, Roberta, who's going to talk to us about statistics in the above and beyond, and hopefully it's kept you around and you'll be around for the wine afterwards.